Hello everyone, glad to see you all stop back in for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the big brother of one of my favorite little tech gadgets I reviewed last year. So if you're into Bluetooth speakers or the 80s or any kind of retro tech or anything like that, you're going to want to stick around. It's going to be a good one. So if you've watched my channel for a while, you may have seen a video I did back several months ago on a tasty little bit of nostalgic goodness, the Tivoo Divoom. It's basically a little retro TV looking pixel art display thing that is also a pretty damn decent Bluetooth speaker. I was a big fan. I went on and on about it. The little retro TV look with the 8-bit looking display really took me back to when I was a kid sitting in front of my parents' console TV and sitting down to play Mario Brothers for the first time on my Nintendo NES with that horribly unergonomic brick controller the NES used to have. So it kind of hit a little bit of a soft spot for me, but it was also great fit and finish, awesome quality, and the speaker sounded really great for the size of this thing. Well, Divoom must have shot this little guy up with some steroids or exposed it to some gamma radiation or something, because now we went from this guy to its big brother, the Tivoo Max. Oh yeah. So the new kid on the block, the Tivoo Max, shares a lot of the same features as the original Tivoo, but there's obviously been some pretty big changes. Fit and finish is still excellent. We still have that nice high gloss rounded retro looking TV design. Currently it's only available in black and white, but it's still a pre-production thing, so once they really get rolling with this thing, I'm pretty sure they're going to have all the same colors they offered in the Tivoo so you can match it to your setup. We still have the same little chrome legs with the rubber feet on the bottom that serve a secondary function of not only keeping it from scratching your desk, but also doing a good job at insulating it from vibrating around when you're playing music on it. Now I will say, even though this still has a very retro look to it, it doesn't quite look exactly like a little miniature console TV like the original did. They did away with the plastic facing and bezel, if you want to call it that, and the little knobs on the front that really made the smaller version look just like a little console TV from the 80s. On the new one, they went with a slightly more modern and sleek look. On the front, you have no bezel to speak of. It's pretty much corner to corner pixel art display. They moved the control knob for scrolling through the various screens and functions to the side. I really like the new knob though. See, I'm pretty sure some people in certain areas of the world are gonna get a bit of a chuckle out of me talking about a knob. If I'm not mistaken, knob has a different meaning in certain parts of the world. So there's that. Anyway, I really do like it though. It's nice and shiny chrome, and it has a strangely satisfying feel to it when you turn it. See, I don't think that's going to help. I don't think me talking about the knob having a satisfying feel when you turn it, I don't think that's helping my case. So maybe we should just move on from the knob. It is a nice knob though. See, it's on the side. It's just, we'll move on away from the knob stuff. They also moved the volume control to the top and made some nice touch sensitive controls instead of a knob. Dial. I'm going to just not use dial instead of a dial. We're going with a different word for the rest of the video. Turning around to the back, we have a very similar setup as the smaller version. We have a bass port back here. We also have our power button, and if you pull the little rubber plug out, we have a 3.5mm aux connection, a micro USB, and a micro SD card slot. As for the size, as you can tell, pretty big difference here. You have the same awesome 256 full RGB LED pixel art display that allows you to sit and bask in all that 80s 8-bit glory. Just way bigger. The Max has an approximately 8-inch or 20cm screen measured diagonally in comparison to the smaller version, which was just over 3 inches or about 7.5 centimeters. I also feel like the Max has a little bit of a brighter display. I mean, they didn't list that, and it may not be the case. It could just be like my eyes playing tricks on me because this is a bigger display, so it's putting out more light, but I don't know. I feel like this one might be a little brighter. The total size is obviously a lot different also. The Max is approximately 7.25 inches or 18.5 centimeters tall, 3 inches or 7.5 centimeters deep, and 6.5 inches or 16.5 centimeters wide. It is sporting a 800 milliamp battery that has a 4.5 hour charge time and up to 10 hours of playback time, which is obviously going to vary greatly depending on what you're doing on it and how loud you're playing your music and whatnot. But it is nice to know that if you take this thing, say outside where you don't have any power source, you can keep on keeping on, listen to your podcast or your music or whatever you're doing for up to 10 hours without being interrupted. Speaking of listening to music, one of the big differences in this one compared to the smaller one is the new speakers they put in it. They upgraded to a 40-watt system over the 7-watt in the original Tivoo. It has a 2.1 stereo setup with one 10-watt speaker firing out either side for a total of two 10-watt speakers, and one 20-watt active subwoofer firing out the back with a bass port. I really was impressed with the original Tivoo. For the size, I thought it sounded great. This one blows that one out of the water in every way when it comes to sound. Really impressed with the sound on this Tivoo Max for the size and price point of this little dude. Nice and full sounding, good clarity on the highs, and really solid bass for such a small speaker. Just to kind of give you guys a general comparison, and this is not a scientific evaluation in any way, shape, or form, but to my ears, I think this sounds better than any of the Amazon Echoes I have in my house. Definitely better than the Dots. I even think this speaker would hold its own against some of the purpose-built Bluetooth speakers like your UE Booms or your JBLs, even some of the Bose stuff I've heard. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let you hear a little and I know this is a horrible way to gauge sound. It's going to depend on the mic I'm using, the speakers you're listening to, but I feel compelled to just at least let you hear a little something. It's just for shits and grins. We'll check it out.
Been a little too nice for y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all.
Not bad, right?
I woke in a bar today. Got lost in the ball today.
Anyway, I realize that is just a horrible comparison, but like I said, I feel obligated to at least let you hear a little something. Quick side note, if you watch my review on this one, you may notice that when I get to this portion of the video where I let you hear a little sample of this, there's a big muted spot with no sound. There's a good reason for that. During this review, when I did that, I played like 5 seconds of a Post Malone song for demonstration purposes, and his recording company filed a copyright claim on it. So thanks a lot, Post. Dick move. I'm just kidding. I know Post Malone had nothing to do with that, obviously. Moving along from sound quality, the Tivoo Max still has all the same great features and app and all that the normal Tivoo had that really kind of made this guy a standout, kind of different product than most other Bluetooth speakers on the market. You have that great pixel art display and a ton of cool features, all programmable right in the Divoom app. It can work as a clock, and there are numerous clock faces or formats that you can display along with a lot of alarm clock features. It has a really neat function they call a smart alarm. The light and the sound of the alarm will both kind of come on gradually to kind of simulate a sunrise and gradually wake you up, so that it's a little softer way to wake up other than your normal alarm. It's just bang, 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 just like scaring the shit out of you where you wake up out of your bed, and that's no way to start the day off. You just wake up and you're aggravated first thing in the morning because your alarm just beep, beep. Some alarms are super obnoxious. This one has multiple things you can set. You can listen to like whales when you wake up, and forest noises, or all kinds of hippy dippy stuff that is supposed to wake you in a more gentle way so you can start your day off all zen and peace-like, or something like that. If you are going to keep this guy by your bedside, it also has sleep features. So if you're into listening to white noise at night to help you go to sleep, this guy's got you covered. It also has again, different sounds. It's got like beach waves and night forest and crickets and, all your typical stuff to help people go to sleep. It also has social media alerts, so when you get that comment on the gram or a tweet, you won't miss it. Pops right up on the display. Has a daily planner, weather reports, a decimal meter, games. I mean, you can check the site for like the full list of all the different tools that are in this thing, but point is, it's packed with a whole bunch of little tools and features that just are supposed to kind of help make your day a little easier. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't take just a second to talk about the pixel art displays, because that was really one of the main things that drew me to these products to begin with. I'm not going to go on and on too much about it. I did go into pretty good detail on it in my original review, but just to hit the high notes. If you grew up in the 80s when 8-bit video games were all the rage, if you're into retro stuff, or you're just a bit of a geek like me, you're going to be a big fan of sitting this on your desk and seeing old school Mario, Zelda, or Pac-Man popping up on the screen of this little dude. It also has equalizers that actually work and move to the music you're playing. You can create scrolling messages or create your own pixel art, or if you're like me and you're not super creative when it comes to that kind of thing and maybe a little lazy, there is a seemingly endless supply of pixel art that is already out there for you just to go in and pick from. It truly is one of my favorite things to sit on my desk or around the room, just for the pixel art display alone. I love that thing. So who is this thing for, and what are the drawbacks? If you want a great desk accessory, something you can sit on an end table in your living room or next to your bed, something that has a really stylish design, looks super crispy, and has very respectable sound quality, something that has a ton of cool extra features and tools, it really is kind of like the Swiss Army knife of Bluetooth speakers. So if you're looking for something like that, I think this is a good choice and I think you'd be really happy with it. However, if you're looking for like a purpose-built Bluetooth speaker, if you're not really concerned about all the extra bells and whistles and you're really just looking for a speaker, for something that's durable, maybe has some water resistance, something you can just throw in a bag and take to the beach or take by the pool or carry with you wherever you go and have little to no concern about any kind of damage, there are probably better options out there. That's not really what the Tivoo is designed for. The UE Boom, for example, those are phenomenal speakers. I've had a couple of them. They're extremely durable, they're water resistant, they sound good. You can literally chuck those things anywhere and not worry about them at all. With the high gloss finish and the screen, this guy won't hold up to that kind of situation. It has no handles, case, no water resistance that I'm aware of. There's also the point of a lot of the purpose-built Bluetooth speakers have pairing capability where you can actually pair multiple units with each other to kind of create a sound system, which is going to obviously increase the performance of the speakers a lot, make them sound a lot better than this could sound because it's only one speaker. But then again, at that point, you're talking about multiple units, you're talking about additional expense, and that's not really a fair comparison. As for actual negatives, I haven't seen any issues with the unit. It hasn't malfunctioned in any way. It sounds good. I haven't experienced any kind of manufacturing defects or fit and finish issues. Overall, it's a solid speaker. But some people are going to say, yeah, but there's no way that thing sounds as good as my Sonos or my Denon or my UE Boom or, whatever your favorite Bluetooth speaker is. And that may be true. I haven't heard all the Bluetooth speakers out there, and there are some really phenomenal sounding Bluetooth speakers out there right now. So what it boils down to is it's really going to depend on what you're looking for in a Bluetooth speaker as to what's the right choice for you. Hopefully we've hit on enough of the features and whatnot that'll help you make that decision. For me, as I've said in the past, screen alone makes it one of my favorite desk accessories. So last thing before we wrap it up, I do want to go over availability and pricing real quick. So this is a pre-release thing. It is not currently available yet. It is an Indiegogo campaign they've got going. So right now they have different sales going on, different packages you can get. Right now they have a flash sale going for 34% off. The price on this unit when it is actually released is going to be $150. Right now for that flash sale, you can get it for 99 bucks. Hopefully they're still running that by the time I get done editing this video because it doesn't say how long that sale is going to be going. But they do have also multiple other packages you can get and stuff like that. And the scheduled ship date is June, so it won't be coming out for still a couple months still. But if you're interested at all in checking any of that out, I will link the Indiegogo page that you can go to order and check out all the info if it's something you're interested in. So that's all she wrote. That wraps this one up, folks. I hope you guys found this video helpful and you enjoyed hanging out with me for a little while today. If you did, feel free to smash that like button. That always helps us out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you on board. I hope everybody is having a fantastic week, and we will see you in the next video.